The Night That Changed America, The Boston Tea Party, 1773. Intro, 0 to 025. Narrator. On a cold December night in 1773, long before the United States existed, a single event in Boston would ignite a spark that changed American history forever. It wasn't a battle, it wasn't a speech, it was something far more unexpected, a protest involving tea. This is the story of the Boston Tea Party. Scene 1. Tension rising. By the early 1770s, the American colonies were growing restless. They lived under British rule, obeyed British laws, and paid British taxes, yet had no voice in the British Parliament. The colonists had a simple demand: no taxation without representation. But Britain wasn't listening. When the British government gave the East India Company a monopoly over tea, it wasn't just about the drink, it was about power, control, domination. And Boston had had enough. Scene 2. A secret meeting. On the evening of December 16th, thousands of colonists gathered at the Old South Meeting House. Inside, the air was thick with anger and frustration. One voice after another rose above the crowd. "We will not pay this tax. We will not bow to the crown." As the debate continued, a silent message moved through the streets. The tea must not be unloaded. When the final attempt to negotiate failed, a signal was given. A loud human roar filled Boston. The time for talk was over. Scene 3. The Tea Party. Under the cover of darkness, more than 100 men disguised themselves as Mohawk Native Americans. Their footsteps crunched on the frozen ground as they marched toward Griffin's Wharf. 3 British ships waited silently in the harbor: the Dartmouth, the Eleanor, and the Beaver. The men climbed aboard with discipline and purpose. No violence, no theft, just pure, organized defiance. With axes and bare hands, they smashed open wooden chests. Tea spilled everywhere, a mountain of leaves flooding the decks. Then, one by one, 342 chests were thrown overboard. The cold harbor waters turned dark with tea. A silence fell over the crowd watching from the shore. They knew this was no ordinary protest. This was a declaration. Scene 4. Britain strikes back, 320 to 410. Narrator. When news of the Tea Party reached London, the British government was outraged. They punished Boston harshly. The harbor was shut down. Town meetings were banned. More troops were sent to enforce control. But Britain's crackdown had the opposite effect. Instead of breaking the colonies, it united them. 13 colonies, one cause: resistance. Scene 5. The Spark of Revolution. 410 to 500. Narrator. The Boston Tea Party became the spark that lit the fuse of the American Revolution. Within 2 years, the first shots were fired at Lexington and Concord. Within 3 years, the Declaration of Independence was written. Within a decade, a new nation was born. All because ordinary people refused to surrender.